guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my 2-month postpartum update / Charlie's 2-month-old update, however you want to look at it. This past month has gone so much better than the first month, and it just feels like every week things get easier and easier. Okay, so first let's talk about Charlie. So he weighs 14 pounds and 4 ounces. For the most part, he's wearing 3-month-old clothes, although some of those are getting too small on him now, so he's starting to kind of transition into like 3 to 6 months. He started being able to really focus on things, especially faces. Like he'll just stare at you when you talk to him, and he'll laugh, which is so fun. He also loves, like, I'm noticing that he loves colors and patterns. We have this painting back behind his crib. You guys have probably seen it on his nursery tour. It's like a paint by number, and he loves to stare at that. Like, I'll just set him in his crib when I'm getting ready in the morning and he'll just stare at it. He also really loves looking in the mirror, but who can blame him? Something cute that he started doing, and he might have done this the first month too, but I don't think I noticed it until the second month started. But he will fold his arms like this when he's eating and when he's sucking on a pacifier, and he just, I don't know why, he just started doing that on his own, and it's adorable. It's my favorite thing. And he has like little arm rolls, and they're all just like rolled together. It's so cute. So I guess I'm just gonna kind of mix in the postpartum updates with his updates, but because they all kind of go together. So breastfeeding. The pain that I was having breastfeeding the first month, or the first like probably a month and a half, is now pretty much completely gone, which is amazing. Like, I swear I thought there was something wrong, like with our latch. I considered going to exclusive pumping. I really considered that actually, because it just was not working out and the pain was too intense. And a lot of people like online would say that it got better, the pain got better after like 1 or 2 weeks. And so when it was like 4 or 5 weeks and I was still in so much pain, I was just like, oh no, something's wrong. But right around like the 6 or 7 week mark, it pretty much stopped. I definitely think that using the lanolin cream like religiously is really helpful. Like literally every time you feed the baby, just put that on there, like slather it on. I really think that helped me a lot this time, because in the early days I wasn't really using that as regularly as I should have. Okay, so if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I was kind of trying to solve a mystery of why he was so gassy. It was kind of like I was just trying to solve this like breastfeeding mystery, because I knew that the pain that I was having, I didn't think that was normal. And then he also was just so fussy and gassy, and our pediatrician said it sounded like it might be reflux. I talked about that in the first update. Even after getting on the reflux medication, he still was so gassy and fussy and almost colicky, and I was like, that just doesn't seem normal. And I was trying to figure it out. I was like, is it a milk protein allergy? But he really didn't have any of the symptoms of that, except for like the gas and fussiness. Like, he didn't have the blood in his stool and rashes or anything like that. And the pediatrician said the chance of that being the cause is super slim. It's like when you breastfeed, there's a 0.5% chance that the baby will be allergic to something in your milk. So chances are that wasn't the case. And then I had some people tell me they thought it looked like he had a lip tie. So then I took him into the pediatrician and showed him that, and he said that I guess he basically doesn't really believe in that, I don't know, or he thinks that that's like overblown. And he checked for the tongue tie that usually goes with that type of lip tie, and he didn't have that, so I don't know, he kind of wrote that off too. Basically what we realized is that I have an overactive letdown, and like, I just never knew that like breastfeeding was so complicated and had so many things that could go wrong. The main thing that I always had heard about was people not being able to produce enough milk. So here I am producing tons of milk and thinking like, sweet, but it's actually kind of a problem to have an oversupply, which is what causes that overactive letdown. Is that what it's called? It's like too forceful of a letdown. The letdown is when your milk like comes out to meet the baby. So I always thought that breastfeeding, you just like your boobs fill up with milk and then the baby like sucks the milk out, but that's really not what it is. Like, your body kind of communicates with the baby and like will rush out this flow of milk. Am I the only one who didn't know that? I don't know, I feel stupid. But anyway, when that happens for me, it's like too much, too fast. And I noticed like since the early days of breastfeeding that a lot of the time he would be nursing and he would like back away and he was like choking and gasping for air and stuff. And I just thought like, oh, he's drinking too fast. I don't know, I didn't know what I was doing. So the pediatrician was asking me if that ever happens. I was like, yeah, it happens kind of a lot. And he was like, oh, that's probably the problem. So now what I have to do is I have to breastfeed him until I feel the letdown happen because you can kind of feel when it happens. And then I have to like take him off and let the milk go into a towel or a cup or something, and then put him back on. I have to do that a bunch of times. So it's not a great situation. Like, obviously I can't do that in public. It'll look a little crazy, and it's really hard to manage all of that while wearing a cover. So yeah, I mean, that seems to be helping with some of his gas and fussiness, and just like, I could tell before that he was in pain a lot. But since I've started doing that, kind of managing the letdown situation, it seems like that's helping, although it's not completely gone. I'm just hoping that like my supply kind of regulates to a normal level here around the 3-month mark, because that's what I read. And fussiness usually goes way down at that time too, which there's probably a connection there. Something that's brand new, like I just started doing this in the past couple of days, is starting to get him on a routine or a schedule. It's more of a routine than a schedule. So this is something that I've been looking forward to starting. And I remember around like the 4-week mark, looking into routines and schedules and stuff like that, thinking about implementing it, but everything said you probably want to wait until like 6 weeks. And then 6 weeks came and gone, and I don't know, I just realized lately, like, oh, he's 8 weeks old, I should start trying to get him into more of a routine. So there was a book that I read when I was pregnant called The Natural Baby Sleep Solution, and that's basically what I'm going by. So we're gonna keep that up, and I'm trying to be really strict about it, and I have my little notebook and I make notes of what time everything happens. And then along those same lines, I started a bedtime routine. So like a bath and a story, just trying to kind of consistently do the same things every day, which is hard for me because I'm really bad at like monotony and doing the same thing every day. So I'll let you know how this goes in next month's update. I'm curious to see where we're at next month at this time. So in addition to implementing this new routine / schedule, I'm also getting more strict about reducing or just making sure that he isn't overstimulated. So I used to have the TV on pretty much all day when I was nursing him, and like, cause in the early days, they're not really aware of anything and it doesn't matter, and I like having the background noise. Recently, he started noticing the TV and he will fixate on it, and I just don't, obviously that's not good for him. They're not supposed to watch TV until they're two years old, I'm pretty sure, not 2 months. So I've been trying to keep the TV off during the day, or at least like if I see him watching it, turn him around. I also have read a lot of Janet Lansbury's work, who I definitely recommend you guys checking out her blog if you're interested in like parenting stuff at all. She's got so many topics, and I don't agree with everything that she says, but one of the things that she's really big on is fostering like independent play in your kids, because it's really good for their imagination and their creativity, and it's also obviously helpful for you as the parent because you don't have to like sit there and entertain them all day. She says that that starts when they're an infant. It's really tempting to get like all these toys and lights and gadgets and things that he can just like sit in and stare at, but I'm really trying to avoid doing that, and instead just letting him kind of just look around the room, and whenever he can start, you know, reaching for things, I'll give him like simple toys to play with. But I'm trying to avoid like passive entertainment for him, because I just think it kind of starts this cycle and this kind of like habit of needing to be entertained all the time. That's really important to me. Like, I really want him to be able to play independently as he gets older, and I just think it's good for him and it's good for me too. So it's kind of a win-win. His sleep this past month has been about what you would expect for a newborn, and you know, sleeping for basically 2 to 3 hour stretches and then waking up to eat. But I'm definitely hoping that the more consistent routine and schedule will help with his sleep. We've had a hard time figuring out the ideal situation for sleeping at night. During the day, he always sleeps in his rock and play, and that helps, I think, with his if he does have reflux, I don't know. It just seems like it helps with his digestion because he's not flat. But we've also tried like the DockATot in the bed. We have a bedside bassinet. He seems to like that the least. There's really like positives and negatives to all of them. Like I said, he's still not playing with toys yet. We have like a little rattle and stuff for him, but he doesn't like reach for anything or grab it. But if you put something in his hand, he will grab it. And he's been grabbing my hair a lot lately, which has been making me want to get a haircut. And he also enjoys being read to a lot more. He didn't care at all in the beginning, but now when I read him stories, he actually really focuses on, he looks at the illustrations and stuff, which is so cool, because I just think that's such a special like thing that we can do together. He has his 2-month doctor appointment. I think that's next week, and I'm dreading it because the 2-month is the one where he gets his first round of shots. So I'm so scared for that. If you guys have any tips on that, just let me know in the comments. I think that's everything for him. As far as my recovery goes and everything, I feel basically back to normal. Like, I feel great. Which is so nice, because I did not at the first month update, I still was not feeling good. I still was not wearing like normal underwear, like everything had to be high-waisted and elastic waist, and now I can pretty much wear regular underwear, regular clothes. That area, like with the incision, doesn't hurt anymore. It feels kind of numb now, which they say that lasts for quite a while. I don't care about that as long as it doesn't hurt, you know? So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much back to normal. I feel like I could work out again, but I just haven't been. I go for walks sometimes. Oh, and as far as weight loss goes, I haven't lost any weight since the last update. So well, wait, is that true? I might have lost like a pound or two. I still have, I think 12 to 15 pounds to lose. It fluctuates. I lost those first 20 pounds like nothing. And then the last like 15, it's just taking a while for that to come off. Like that's the part that's gonna actually take effort, and I haven't put much effort in at all. So yeah, hopefully by next month I'll have lost a little more. But yeah, I think that's all for this 2-month update. Thanks so much for watching. Please click the like button if you enjoyed this, and you can follow me over on Instagram too at HollyCastoblog, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.